Welcome everyone to the regular scheduled meeting of the President Board of Trustees of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will County, held on Tuesday, August 20th, 2024, beginning at 6:04 p.m. in the council chambers at Village Hall. Everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Brennan?
Present.
Trustee Mahoney?
Present.
Trustee Mueller?
Here.
Trustee Shaw?
Present.
Trustee Sullivan?
Here.
President Glatz?
Present. Item number one, I'd like to ask the board for a motion to consider approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions from the board? Any comments from the public? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item one, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item number two, I'd like to ask the board for a motion to consider the approval of the special village board meeting held on August 7th and 15th, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Or motion was already made from the floor. Is there any questions or comments for item two? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item two, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
What did he say? Next, we have item number three. I'd like to ask for a motion to consider a proclamation recognizing Tinley Park Police Sergeant Jeffrey Graves, Officer Kent Borden, and Matthew Himmelman for life-saving actions.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Thank you. I'd like to ask everyone to consider a proclamation recognizing Sergeant Jeffrey Graves, Officer Kent Borden, and Matthew Himmelman for the life-saving actions on Thursday, June 11, 2024. Whereas on June 11th, 2024, Sergeant Jeffrey Graves, Officers Kent Borden and Matthew Himmelman were dispatched to 160th block of 76th Avenue for a 27-year-old patient in full cardiac arrest on the backyard patio. And whereas Sergeant Graves arrived on scene and immediately rendered first aid and was assisted by Officers Borden and Himmelman as they performed CPR with Kurt's ambulance crew members and Tinley Park Fire Department to keep the patient alive until the paramedics assessed the patient's condition. And whereas the subject was then transported to the hospital and eventually stabilized. Now therefore be it resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will County, that Sergeant Graves, Officer Borden, and Himmelman acted professionally and worked efficiently to save the patient's life. Approved this 20th day of August 2024, signed by the Village President, myself, Michael W. Glatz, Village Clerk, Nancy M. O'Connor, and the Board of Trustees, William P. Brady, Dennis Mahoney, Kenneth Shaw, William Brennan, Michael Mueller, and Colleen Sullivan.
Congratulations, well done. Thanks for representing our department so well.
But she's taking pictures.
Hi, you want to come take a picture?
Appreciate it.
Just get one with all of them. Do it after they get done.
Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Look at Grandpa. Look at Grandpa.
Say da da.
Just turn on the body worn camera.
Yeah, no worries.
Yes, please, thank you.
No problem.
You did a great job. Thank you.
No problem. Got it? Wait.
Okay.
You want me to take it?
Coming.
Yay! Good job.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you, appreciate it. You guys can read the quote again. Four of us.
Thank you.
Jeff,
Thank
you,
you.
Matt.
Come on, Kelsey.
We'll do one more.
See, let's let him actually.
Yeah. We'll do one for, well, Donna's getting one too.
Hi, sweetie.
1, 2, 3.
One more, sorry, I'm here first. All right, got it.
Thank you, guys, well done. Thank you. In my opinion.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 3, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion, screen lock?
Carried.
There we go. Next, we have item number 4. I'd like to ask for a motion to consider the appointment of Chris Dunn to the position of Deputy Fire Service Administrator.
So moved.
Second?
Chris has been on the fire department for nearly 32 years of dedicated service. He has risen through the ranks from firefighter, engineer, lieutenant, captain, assistant chief, and has been serving as the interim deputy chief since March of 2024. Chris has served the interim deputy position with pride, dedication, and integrity. He holds numerous professional fire service certificates. Chris has served in the Operational and Special Events Division for several years and is instrumental in starting up the Unified Command Group, working with other village departments. Chris has been incident commander or part of the incident command team at numerous fire and large-scale events in both Tinley Park and other Mavis communities. I'd like to again ask the board to consider appointing Chris to the position of Deputy Fire Service Administrator effective August 21st, 2024. you want to, it's up to you, Chris. Do you want to wait until the swearing in and then, or would you rather do photos with your family now? In case they change their mind? Okay. I did ask for a motion already, didn't I?
Yeah.
So just
Okay. All right. Any comments before we call the roll?
Yeah, I'll just say that, this couldn't go to a more deserving guy. Chris is, not only, he grew up in the department, but he's done it professionally, and he has been a true professional all the way. So I'm really excited for him, and, you've done a great job. Chief Klotz has had nothing but great things to say during your interim duties, and I'm really happy for you. So great job, Chris.
Great. I guess we'll call the roll, Chris.
roll call for item 4, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Congratulations. We'll wait till item 5 to make sure you're sworn. Trustee Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to conduct a swearing-in ceremony for Deputy Fire Services Administrator Chris Dunn.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second it. I'll do both.
Go ahead, Bill.
Clerk O'Connor, will you conduct a swearing-in ceremony for Deputy Fire Service Administrator Dunn?
I state your name.
I, Chris Dunn,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
the rules and regulations,
the rules and regulations,
and practices and procedures
and practices and procedures
of the Tinley Park Fire Department,
of the Tinley Park Fire Department,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office as Deputy Fire Service Administrator
of the office of Deputy Fire Service Administrator
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
That thing is sharp. In case you have any beeps.
You've been through this before.
Yeah, we'll get some pictures. Do you want?
Family?
Kate.
Kate?
Abby, come on. For me in the picture. You want to get in there?
We'll get some to you. I'll take them and send them out to you guys.
City Hall. All right, come on, everybody. Thanks, guys.
Well, you don't have to, no. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was, I wonder if that was for Lance. Yeah.
Got it, thank you.
And one more, whoever's left. Tony was left up. Is there somebody out there too, Tony?
Oh, right over your head.
Yeah, this guy.
Right up there.
Officer King, will you call the fire?
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 5, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 6, receive presentation of the Tinley Park Business Spotlight, Tinley Park Kitchen and Bath Shop, President Glatz and Clerk O'Connor. Clerk?
Tinley Park Kitchen and Bath Shop, located at 17050 Oak Park Avenue, specializes in creating beautiful, functional spaces in your home that reflect your unique style and needs. We are pleased to welcome Brian Hargraves of Tinley Park Kitchen and Bath Shop.
Thank you. Tough act to follow. Congratulations again. He's gone. As you said, thank you for the introduction. My name's Ryan Hargraves. I'm the owner of Tinley Park Kitchen and Bath. I've been the owner for about 2 years now. My father-in-law started the business 20 years ago. This is our 20th year on Oak Park Avenue. I can't believe it sometimes. I started dating his daughter about the same time they opened the shop, so it's a memorable year for me as well. But we do kitchen and bath remodels, really do anything. Try to transform people's visions into reality. Our motto is making your town beautiful, one home at a time. And we really believe in that. I had the easiest job because I just showed up. I'm an accountant by background. Was doing that for 20 years, and then I joined the family business. But he laid the foundation, and then I've been able to help take us to the next level and bring some of my unique experiences in as well. If you haven't been in our showroom, come down sometime. We have a 6,000 square foot showroom just right down the road there. We have 20 different brands that we offer, and we have 6 crews, 5 crews, kind of 5, 6 crews that help us do projects. So we do everything. We're end to end. So folks walk in the door, we measure their spaces, do designs, get the permitting, and then build their space, and also help them. You know, we get calls all the time. People want us to come out and take a look at something, and we offer that service. We're always a phone call away to help with their problems. This last year, and I was able to see you there too, Mayor, we helped with Paws when they had the fire, and we were able to get them all of their cabinets at a really, basically at cost. I was able to help be a part of that project too, so that was very rewarding, helping out the Paws location there in Tinley.
Thank you.
So we also, if you're interested, we're not in the Tinley one yet, but we have, I do a little bit of advertising in some of these magazines, but, a little bit about who we are and where we came from. So stop in sometime. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to come here and witness all of this. Very good.
Does anyone on the board need a rehab? You know a guy.
Yeah, give me a call.
Everyone else needs a guy.
They helped me with my bathroom, so.
There you go.
That's awesome. Great place to shop.
I actually, I purchased some cabinets there. It's been a while, about 14 years, but yeah,
Okay.
it was right down the street.
Glad we haven't seen you back then.
Time for new ones.
That's right, that's right.
Cool. Well, thank you, Ryan. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And thank you for what you did for Paws. That was awesome.
Yeah, and I've also enjoyed, I know we've done a few things with the chamber too. So one of the things when I started the business, I wanted to get more involved with the chamber. So that's been very rewarding as well. I brought my badge today. I serve as an ambassador on the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce as well. So it's good to be a part of this part of the community and that part as well.
Awesome. That's great.
So,
Thank you,
you all.
Ryan.
Thank
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So So next, we will be moving on to item number 7. May I have a motion to consider approval of the consent agenda items?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Thank you. The consent agenda items have been publicly posted and available for review on the agenda for this meeting. Would anyone from the board like to remove any of these items for tonight? Let the record reflect, there is none, and 1 yawn. Mr. Mueller? Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 7, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries, thank you. Sorry, Michael.
What's up with Vipin this morning?
Next, we have item 8, trustee Dennis Mahoney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-099, supporting and consenting to the filing of Class B application that is necessary for development to occur at the address of 16210 Harlem Avenue, which is the Chick-fil-A, or will be.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ken, Dennis.
Thank you. This resolution provides support for the Cook County Class B reclassification request, which reduces the tax assessment ratio for the property at 16210 Harlem Avenue to be developed as a Chick-fil-A. This item was recommended for approval at the Economic and Commercial Commission on August 12th of 2024 and discussed earlier at this evening at the Committee of the Whole. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Dennis. Are there any questions from the, or comments from the board? Any comments from the public? Madam Clerk, please call the.
The gentleman raises his hand.
Gentleman right there.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hilliard Bentley. I'm here representing Chick-fil-A. I just wanted to take a moment to thank you guys for having me. Just wanted to express our gratitude for the village's support for this 7B incentive, and just wanted to open it up to questions if you guys have any. More than happy to answer any.
Do you have any of that sauce with you?
I do not.
Double bag.
What's your favorite sauce?
The one good one. What is it?
Honey
Polynesian
mustard.
or- Yeah,
Polynesian or Chick-fil-A?
yeah, the Polynesian.
I just have a comment. I know a lot of people are looking forward to
Yep.
this coming to Tinley.
Yeah,
Park,
we're
so-
excited about expanding our footprint here. I
Yeah.
know there's one in Orland Park, which is kind of close, but maybe not really.
No, that's
No.
not.
Yeah.
Most of their customers are from Tinley anyway, so it'll be perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Looking forward
yeah,
to it.
we're excited about it. Hope you guys are as well.
we are.
Oh, we are. And
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. We're glad that you guys agreed to come here. It's gonna be it's a great location. You're gonna be right in front of Pete's. The amount of traffic is gonna be insane, so it's gonna be good for you guys, so thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Appreciate your investment in Tinley, so
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
you're welcome.
Thanks.
And it's spring 2025 is when you guys are looking?
Yeah.
Yes,
Awesome.
that's tentative.
Yep.
That's the hope, though, yeah.
Preferably the summer.
Yeah, the permit will be ready soon, so.
Right. Thank you again.
Do have one comment. I noticed that the address may be incorrect on the resolution. Just wanted to bring that up before it's voted on. I don't know if that's an issue. I think it's supposed to be 16300.
I'll look into it. If there's a typo in there, we can address it, so.
The parcel's correct. I think the
Yeah,
address
there's
is off.
been some changes in the addressing out there.
I see.
So,
Okay.
if the address has been changed since we drafted that resolution, we could always
Okay.
change that to make sure it's correct.
Okay.
So,
All right, thank you, guys.
Or just move the building to that address.
Sure, yeah.
or we can move the address back to it, so, yeah, we just went through the addressing out there, so
Okay.
we'll make sure it's correct
Okay,
with what the building
Okay.
is gonna formally be.
okay, thank you.
Mayor, Madam Clerk, members of the board, if the address is incorrect, you'd have to adopt a resolution correcting a Scrivener's error. So you may want to amend the motion to include both addresses and just ask for clarification and then strike it so you don't have to wait another board meeting to pass the Scrivener's error.
Ken, can you make a motion?
Sure. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to amend the motion to include the additional address of 16300. Thank you.
Anything else?
Harlem Avenue. Harlem
You
Avenue.
made a motion, I'll second.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'm
Any other
scribbling.
comments from the board before we call the roll? No. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is on the amendment.
And sorry, 1630, it'll be 16210, so it is correct. So the 16300 is probably what the county shows as the lot's address, but that's actually the address of the Pete's Warehouse building. So
Got it.
it
Okay.
should be correct, but
Okay.
we'll double.
No, the motion is clear that whatever the actual address is of the building with the drive-through, that is what the incentive applies to, and not to the other address that was in the motion.
Belt and suspenders.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries.
Not a, yeah.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
This is for item 8, correct? Roll call for item 8, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That
Just,
motion.
sorry, just as clarification, I put that as 8A, the first one, okay?
Motion passes. Next, we have item number 9, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-103, approving the purchase of electric vehicle chargers from Revere Consulting for Harmony Square.
I will second that.
Go ahead, Mike.
Please consider approving a purchase with Revere Consulting in the amount of $180,078 for the purchase and commissioning of 16 electric vehicle charging stations in relation to Harmony Square site. This item was discussed at the committee of the whole, held just prior to this meeting, and is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Is there any comments from the board?
I just like to comment that it's great that there's some forward thinking of having this done before Harmony Square is finished. We have to dig it all back up again and do all that someone was thinking, our staff was thinking ahead of time, or engineering, thinking ahead of time, to have this done while everything's tore up. It was a good idea.
Thank you. Ken?
No, you know what, I went back to the original documentation and answered my own question. Disregard.
Perfect. Thank you.
For the record, I was asking about grants, because you know where I was going with that.
Yeah. Thank you.
See, it's already covered in there, so, thank you.
Any comments from the public? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 9, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. For item 10, can I have a motion, please, to move that to the September 17th board meeting?
So moved?
I'll second.
I'm sorry, what date?
September 17th. Village board meeting.
Thank you.
Any comments from the board? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Next, we have item number 11, receive comments from the staff. Would anyone from the staff like to comment? Nope. Next, we have item number 12, receive comments from the board. Would anyone from the board like to comment? Colleen?
I was just gonna say that we have a couple grand openings this week, looking forward to. Amazon Fresh is on Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m., I believe. And then the new Sierra building in the Brookside Glen Marketplace. So excited to see those two things coming up this week. And we got boy band night at Music in the Plaza on Saturday.
What a fun night.
I'm going to corner.
Did you mention Amazon?
Yeah.
Did you mention Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon Fresh.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Nope. Clerk? Would you
No,
like to make
no,
any
sorry.
comment?
No.
I just had
Over here.
a short couple comments just to discuss a couple untruths and myths that are out there in regards to the Rib Fest. I want to make sure we're crystal clear that the Rib Fest was not a village event. And Donna, can you help me with the number? They paid us back, was it roughly $103,000 is what the cost? They paid us 100% back of all the costs. Again, this was not a village event, as some may say. All we did is to make sure that our residents are safe and any neighbors that want to enter, that want to come enjoy themselves. Our unified command from our public works to our EMA, to our marketing, to our village manager, to our police chief, to our fire chief, et cetera. They require that our police are there, our fire are there. Our EMA is to make sure, CSOs to make sure that everyone keeps safe and the vendor pays us back. And I think, Chief, we had absolutely no problems for that event.
None.
It was a great success. Thank you for all the planning. One of the key individuals just walked out the door, Chris Dunn. So thank you, Chris, all your work you did as well on this. And again, they paid us back all of our costs, so thank you to all of them. And then the other thing I wanted to mention, it's unfortunate, we have a very angry senator in the area, Mike Hastings, keeps talking about the Park District. Over the course of a couple months, they spent $100,000 in FOIA requests from people FOIAing them. Well, I don't know who's putting money in their pocket, but it should not cost $100,000. I don't know. The Village of Tinley Park in 2024, in the month, this is July, we had a total of 124 FOIA requests, and it only cost $7,600. So I don't know what Bert Odelson charges them for doing FOIAs, but it sure is not worth $100,000. It's unfortunate that they have an attorney doing it. It's unfortunate, and I would love to see their bills, but they won't provide their bills. Every time when you FOIA Bert's bills, he blacks everything out. So I don't think any municipality pays $100,000 in FOIA costs to attorneys. So I just want to discuss that as well. That's it for me. I'll wait for the public comment. Next, we have item 13, receive comments from the public. Would anyone from the public like to comment? You hold on 1 second, Diane. You ready? And so, Diane, we've had, last meeting, you were going back and forth and arguing with Mayor Pro Tem, Trustee Bill Brennan. I want to make sure that you understand you were a former board member. We will be following 43.01 public comment policy, and we will be keeping order and decorum. And if someone stops the clock and asks you to stop, please be respectful and let our village attorney speak.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor.
Laura.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate you giving me time today to talk to you guys, because I did look back at how I did approach you guys at the last meeting, and it was a little harsh. And I don't mean to take my frustrations out on you guys. You guys have a tough job. I, of course, know that. I sat here, and I see what you're going through right now in the public. Some of it is unnecessary, and I do appreciate everything you guys do here. But I come here, as a citizen. This is my fourth time coming here. I disagree that, we have an ordinance to give me time to speak, and I just expect to be given that time, and I get frustrated. It's been a long time for me to try to get out what I wanted to say publicly, and I apologize for taking that out on this board, because some of you weren't even here. And I don't even know for sure if you guys voted on some of this, so I do apologize for that, so we'll start fresh, okay? Appreciate this time tonight. If I have, I may need to ask for extra time, but I certainly understand if you don't want to give that to me. So tonight I want to just talk to you guys about the mayor's disregard for our village's ordinances and him making personal and political attacks. In 2021, an ethics complaint was filed against me by one of the mayor's political cronies. The person who filed that complaint had help writing it from an attorney that is now a village attorney. The same attorney who was calling me, telling me he was the only one that could help me with GLOTS. The independent counselor who was appointed to investigate the complaint against me made findings against me. As it turns out, though, the attorney was not independent, as the ordinance requires in Tinley Park. The attorney was a friend and a coworker of the village attorney at the time. Appointing him also violated the village's ordinance. But he was appointed because the mayor and Paul O'Grady knew that the attorney would make findings against me. The mayor used this attorney's lies to personally and professionally attack me at every chance he could. He still uses this attorney to lie and attack me. It took almost 3 years for me to expose these lies behind the appointment of that attorney. The public needs to know about how the mayor violated the law to attack me because I left his political party, refusing to be part of the lies and corruption. In July of 2021, the complaint was filed against me. On August 8th of 2021, Patrick W. Walsh was appointed to investigate me. And on December 2021, Walsh returned his findings. The village's ordinance prohibited someone from O'Grady's firm from being assigned to investigate that ethics complaint. The village ordinance also prohibited the appointment of an attorney who would have a conflict of interest based on things like a relationship with O'Grady's firm. The Open Meetings Act prohibits the board from appointing the attorney in executive session, but that's exactly what the mayor and a number of you guys did. You didn't want to do this in open session, I believe, because you didn't want anyone questioning that appointment, even though the ordinance required that the attorney be appointed from a list provided by the village attorney. In a FOIA response to me by the village advised that there is no such list. You don't want anyone to question why Mr. O'Grady suggested having Mr. Walsh appointed. You also didn't want anyone to ask any questions about Mr. Walsh because you knew O'Grady and Walsh had a business relationship, even before the time Walsh was appointed to investigate me. In early 2023, I was informed that Patrick W. Walsh, the attorney who had been appointed to investigate me, was listed as the attorney with Paul O'Grady's law firm, a clear violation of the ordinance and a conflict of interest. I then filed an ethics complaint that was investigated by the lawyer named Michael Marovich. I told him that Mr. Walsh was listed on listed as a lawyer in O'Grady's firm on the firm's website, and that on April of 2023, O'Grady and Walsh had filed appearances to work together on behalf of the same client in a federal case in Texas. In August of 2023, Mr. Walsh filed his report, and here's what he wrote about Attorney Paul O'Grady and Mr. Walsh. This was his response dated August 10, 2023, and it says, given that your entire case revolves around a working relationship that may have existed between Mr. Walsh and the Village of Tinley Park's Village Attorney Office of Peterson Johnson Murray of Chicago LLC, prior to the time of Mr. Walsh's appointment and during all phases of this investigation. I looked for any answer to the questions. When did Patrick Walsh begin working for Peterson Johnson and Murray? I telephoned Paul O'Grady at PJM on August 8th, determined that Patrick Walsh first became associated with PJM. He learned that Patrick Walsh first became associated with PJM as early as November 29th of 2022. Pardon?
I was giving you an update, 20 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Per Mr. O'Grady, Mr. Walsh did not, prior to that date, do any work or receive any monies from PJM for the work done for them. As of such basis, based on the above, I specifically find that at no time.
Comment is over, Diane. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this time.
You're welcome. That thing just doesn't want to stop beeping, does it? So before we adjourn, I just want to make a couple comments and clarification. So the record is 100% correct. The village attorney to my right, Michael Delgado, was not the attorney Ms. Galante is referring to whatsoever in this report. So everyone's aware of this, so the record's straight. Yep, and it's just unfortunate, Diane, you just can't help yourself. You come up here, you apologize, fresh start, and then you start discussing stuff that is not even true. And you're complaining that we don't let you speak. If you remember, on May 7, 2019, I brought to the board on your very first meeting, asking the board if we could reverse what former Mayor Vandenberg, trustees Mike Mangan and Brian Yunker changed the public comment down to 4 minutes. I asked the board if we could increase it to 6, which is twice what the normal public comment policy is probably across the state. That's average comments, 3 minutes. I asked to make it 6 minutes. Diane, you voted yes, and we changed it to 6 minutes. Fast forward to December 3rd, 2019, Diane, who you used to regularly fight up on the dais with Stephen Eberhardt. You supported the 3 changes made to public comment section of the code. But now you're saying that it's wrong and we don't follow public comment. On December 3rd of 2019, former trustee Diane Galante voted yes to the following changes of public comment ordinance 2019-0-077. The former village attorney, Patrick Conley, presented proposed amendments to the public comment policy. The changes being proposed were in line with the most recent decisions from the Attorney General's office. Number 1 is to ensure citizens have time to present their views pertaining to issues concerning the Village of Tinley Park while permitting the board to conduct their meetings in an effective way. Number 2, all public comments at special and committee meetings must be germane to items at that particular meeting. 3, the chairperson shall preserve order and decorum. Any person who engages in threatening or disorderly conduct behavior when addressing the board, commission, or committee shall be deemed out of order by the chairperson and their time ceased to address the board, commission, or committee. And again, Diane, you voted yes at that. You agreed that it was egregious of the public comment coming from Mr. Eberhardt. You wanted that public comment change, and we did. And here we, again, let you have your 6 minutes, which is twice the amount that across the state, the average that they have. So that's it for me. Clerk, did you have a comment you wanted to make?
I do. I just want to address one issue. Diane stated that one of the mayor's cronies filed an ethics complaint against her, and it was written by the village attorney. Again, not our current village attorney, a previous village attorney. Yet, Ms. Galante has filed countless ethics complaints against board members, attorneys,
ARDC complaints.
yep, staff members, hack complaints, numerous ARDC complaints, all written by an attorney. Because I read every single one of them. There's no way, absolutely no way possible that she wrote these herself. They were written by an attorney. And yet, she stands up here and complains, but it's okay for her to do that. And I'm not saying that whoever filed the complaint against her was written by our village attorney. In no way. Make that very clear. That's not what I'm stating. But an attorney obviously wrote, and I'm probably talking between ethics complaints, ARDC complaints, and PACS complaints, at least 10.
affidavits.
Numerous things. So I find it quite hypocritical that she stands here in front of us complaining about that, when she herself has done that countless times, with all due respect. Thanks.
Any other comments from the board? Any other public comment? Let the record reflect there are none. Hesitating? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for adjournment. Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. We are adjourned and will not be returning tonight. Thank you, everyone.
You.